Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Silent Core and welcome back to my GTA 6 news series, your source for all the latest news and updates. Today I'm going to be going over some information that comes straight from one of GTA 6's motion capture actors and stuntmen, Tim Neff. And I'll also be sharing some messages with one of these motion capture artists that was shared with me from an anonymous source. Now, just as a bit of a recap, if you don't already know Tim Neff, he does have a bit of a history working with Rockstar Games and making some slip-ups online. So if we go all the way back to July of 2017, Tim Neff posted on his own personal resume that he was working on multiple titles at Rockstar Games that were unannounced. He also had another online resume on iStunt that actually named the full projects that he was working on that were actually unannounced on his resume, and they listed Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6. Now bear in mind, back in July of 2017, Red Dead Redemption 2 had not been officially announced yet. At that time it was just rumours. Rockstar had not announced they were even working on the game. And it wasn't just his resume that said he was working with Rockstar Games. On his official Instagram page, he was posting multiple pictures of him visiting and working at Rockstar San Diego. Now at the time this got a lot of media traction because obviously Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6 had not been officially announced at this time, and he ended up getting a lot of media coverage. Now the thing about Tim Neff that's always baffled me is the way that he manages his own damage control. So after this all happened in 2017, he basically came out and said that it was just online trolls attacking him. He said that they were making all of this up, the resume wasn't his. He said the pictures that he posted on Instagram could be taken by anybody and it doesn't mean that he's actually working on any of the games, and completely denied all of his involvement with Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 6. And we know that isn't true for a few reasons. First of all, the Rockstar San Diego office, you can only go in and get pictures inside of there if you have some sort of access to the building. And then of course, looking back on this one after Red Dead Redemption 2 has now been released, Tim Neff is even in the credits of Red Dead Redemption 2 as being a stuntman and a actor for motion capture, so he really can't deny his involvement in the game when he's literally in the credits for it. Not to mention, he's also listed in the credits for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which he also had on there as an unannounced project, so it just goes to show that the unannounced projects that were on his stunt resume, they're all legitimate and they can be trusted. So that all goes to prove that Tim Neff is and will be in Grand Theft Auto 6. So Tim Neff also seemed to get himself in a spot of bother after he posted this image on Instagram. This is Tim Neff along with two other stuntmen and actors, and as you can see they're in a motion capture studio with the motion capture suits and 3 weapons in their hands. Also featured in this image is TJ Storm. He is an actor who was in Godzilla, The Predator, and also played as Darth Vader, so he has a very strong resume of being a motion capture performer. And next to him is Paul White-Cotton, another stunt and motion capture performer who has also featured in Call of Duty. Now in classic Tim Neff fashion, after this one started hitting headlines again and he posted another image of him working at Rockstar Games, working on Grand Theft Auto 6, he ended up deleting this image from his Instagram and making his complete Instagram profile private. So we can only assume this is something that he was not meant to share. Now I was also sent a conversation from someone who wants to remain anonymous, but he actually got in touch with one of the motion capture actors that was in this image, Paul White-Cotton, and he asked him what motion capture you were in for a game. And he confirmed, yeah, I do motion capture for games mostly. And he replied, without getting into specifics, is this a Rockstar game? And he replied, I can't talk about my work, sorry bro. So as you can see, it's interesting that they would share this image of them working on a project they're not actually allowed to share that they're working on. And this whole thing kind of leads me to wonder what his reasoning was of sharing this image in the first place. Especially after everything else that's happened, there's a lot of eyes on Tim Neff, they're all waiting for him to post some new details of what he's been working on, because we all know he's going to be featured in Grand Theft Auto 6. The only things that I could really think of is that either he's recently finished up working on Grand Theft Auto 6 and he thought he would be safe to share this one online, or he just wasn't expecting such a big media reaction and so much coverage over him sharing this picture, and he thought he might be able to just share it with some of the actors he's been working with recently. But either way, Tim Neff does seem to be a very interesting character, and I can't wait to see more of what he's been working on. Now it's worth mentioning that this also isn't the first time this has even happened. You guys might remember several years ago, after the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, one of the main characters in the game, Franklin, or his real life name is Sean Fontino, posted this image on Instagram of him at a Rockstar studio wearing the motion capture suit. And according to rumours, this was from his motion capture performance for the Grand Theft Auto 5 DLC that never came to exist, and he was actually asked by Rockstar Games to remove this image, and he did eventually remove it from his Instagram page. The motion capture suits definitely look a lot different from the one that Tim Neff is wearing. However, I do believe this is different studios. I believe they were doing their capture in New York compared to Tim Neff, who was doing his at Rockstar San Diego. And not to mention, this was many years ago, so potentially the motion capture suits have improved since then. If you guys do enjoy my GTA 6 news series, please take a few seconds to leave the video a like, it really helps support my YouTube channel, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future breaking updates. Have a good one guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.